now that we're so used to food being on the table and all of our needs taken care of that we can't even imagine that these are special things that don't just happen. They happen because a lot of people bust their asses and make it happen. And I worry about that. Like, we don't appreciate that poverty is the natural state of the world. It's not the opposite.
Well, poverty is relative. It just and subjective. It depends what your idea of that. And I talk about this a lot. That in America, our poorest are considered some of the richest people in the world.
Yeah.
And we have to get over this attitude. And I talk about this a lot too. We don't have an earning problem in this country. And don't get me wrong, everyone should aspire to make more money and have more freedom. Money equals freedom, but greed is bad. There's a fine line between that kind of going into. I don't know why you need to have 150, 200 billion dollars. I don't understand that to me. I can't register that in my brain. And you know how we grew up in tribes, and that would not have been acceptable behavior of hoarding in a tribe. It was a community. Everything was shared. Well, today it's not that way. But understanding that, hey, you have the resources to live the life you want. You just need to reallocate the things you're doing. Change the things you can change, ignore the rest. Focus on the things that matter. What matters? Does the fact that your friend on Facebook didn't invite you to their barbecue last week and you lost your shit and it ruined and blew up your whole weekend, is that important? No, that doesn't mean anything. Focus on the things that you can change. If you're in debt, what can you do to get out of debt? The three, and I talk about a little bit in that book, but I brought it up later as I was developing the theory and what the simple life is all about. I do in live events. I call it the three-legged stool of the simple life. Super basic, but it is highly impactful. The first leg is optimal health. Everything starts with your health. And we're seeing an epidemic in this country, and I'm not talking COVID. I'm talking obesity and poor health in this country. We are the most unhealthiest country in the world by far. We spend the most money on healthcare by far. It is not working. There is no money in healthy people. I worked inside it. Trust me, I know this. I mean, think of it this way. The main goal of the pharmaceutical and the medical industry, I like to call it the U.S. medical industrial complex today, is not to the fiduciary responsibility to the stockholder, and it's a legally binding fact. They cannot put the patient first. The stockholder comes first. What the hell does that mean in the health world? That makes absolutely no sense. The patient care should come first, period. It doesn't. It's money. So that's a problem. So you need to take control of your health. I'm a health guy. I preach that. The second leg is financial freedom by being debt-free. If you're debt-free, and I know this firsthand, I actually do it. I have been for over a decade. I do leverage money here and there. Your life will drastically change. You can survive. I can survive off minimum wage. No problem. And the effect that has upon your health and your well-being is amazing. I sleep like a baby every night because I don't have to worry about where my next meal is coming from. I don't have to worry about paying my bills. I own my house. I don't have payments. I own my car. I own my RV. I own my properties. I don't have loan payments. Loan payments are front loaded. I talked about that in the Simple Life Guide to Financial Freedom, how our loan and financial system works to keep you in debt the rest of your life. Then the third and final one is life purpose. If you don't have purpose, your time on this planet is going to be pretty miserable. And I feel today that a lot of Americans are just floundering around without purpose.